Hey y'all, welcome back to Mega Man 3. Today we'll be moving on to the final stages of the game. But first, some more filler content. You have to fight, quote, Breakman. This would have made more sense if they had disguised Proto Man, but as I've mentioned before, there were unused sprites of Proto Man turning into Breakman and vice versa. So this really makes no narrative sense at this point because we've already seen Proto Man unmasked. Interestingly, this little mini stage is actually in Hardman's stage data, which is something I don't hear mentioned all the time when talking about this. As far as the actual fight goes, it's literally the exact same as the Proto Man things, the other Robot Master stages, so pretty much just a waste of time. Just do this. Yeah. Really nothing of note. Game just wastes more time, honestly. After 4 massively filler stages. Misspelling of the name Wily. There's a lot of unfinished stuff related to the Wily Castle in this game. This jingle you're hearing right now actually is 17 seconds long, but only 4 seconds of it plays in the game because, well, no stage transition is that long. Pretty shameful. You can softlock yourself here too if you run out of energy, I'm pretty sure. A lot of strange areas where you can just completely screw yourself over if you're not careful, but the likelihood of that happening is practically zero since this is the start of the first stage. Anyways, the Wily Castle in this game, it's renowned for being extremely short, extremely easy too. It's full of items. There are just E-tanks, health, and stuff lying everywhere. This first one is probably the best of them because it feels like it has the most effort put into it, but these penguin enemies at least are new. You can congratulate them for having some new stuff. You could use a Rush Marine here, but there's not really any point. Kind of a shame that Rush Marine goes almost completely unused. There's no point for this. There's no point for it to exist in the game, practically. You can use Rush Jet underwater anyways, so it renders it even more useless. So here's what I'm talking about. Just screens and screens of items. Like, who needs this many items? It's not like they dump them here for unfair stage design or anything either, because these stages are easy as hell. Never really understood this. At least this first stage doesn't feel so soulless. But some parts of it are just enemies. That was a fun challenge, trying to hit him with Hard Knuckle. But yeah, really, I don't have much to say here. These stages are also really short overall. This first one is about to end, as you'll see in a second. Fun tidbit about this room. In the Japanese version, these 2 energies were on a platform in the middle here, but they had to change it because if you die to the boss, you get soft locked. When Mega Man tries to teleport in, he just gets stuck on the blocks. So you're just kind of screwed. And these energies are a bit awkwardly placed. You have to switch weapons if you want to kill something other than Coil or Jet. But, as I said, really easy first stage. The graphics are okay. I quite like the music in this stage, and it also plays in the second stage. So, good in that respect. This boss is pretty bizarre. Kamagoro Maker, what you have to do is kill the turtles, and it's really easy. These tornadoes that push you really never come into play in this game. They pose almost no threat whatsoever, and the boss dies really quickly. All you have to do is just spam. It's weak to Shadow Blade, but don't even really need to use it. That was extremely easy. Compared to the dock robots, which were a nightmare, that was easy as hell. The difficulty curve in this game is pretty strange. This stage, Wily 2, probably the worst stage in the game. It's ridiculously short, again, just filled to the brim with items for no reason, just like... There's almost no challenge. You'll see how long it takes to traverse this stage, it's really short. I never really realized how short some of these stages are until I looked at the stage maps. But if you look at a stage map for this stage, it really blows you away how short it is. At least it looks graphically okay. The kind of weird looking motherboards and stuff in the background. Here's another chance to despawn this enemy. Oh, back. Alright. So, pretty much nothing going on here. Oh, wow. Sometimes that happens where you don't go far enough off screen. This stage is probably the biggest offender as far as being filled to the rim with item goes. Like, what is this? It's just a labyrinth of energy and E-tanks. I never really understood. And after less than a minute, the stage is over. Here's Yellow Devil Mark II. A pretty good boss, actually. I quite like this fight. It takes the original Yellow Devil fight, and it even has an additional attack, which hopefully I'll get to show off before it dies. Something that you'll notice about the remaining Wily bosses from here on out is that they don't have any iframes, which means they can be killed super quickly with the right weapons. So it goes back and forth, like you see here. This boss is technically weak to Hard Knuckle, which does 5 damage, but if you spam Shadow Blade, which does 3, you'll probably kill it faster. There's a challenge in the Mega Man Legacy Collection where you have to kill this boss really quickly, and I thought you had to go inside of it with Hard Knuckle to do it. Here's the additional attack. Bounces. I don't know if this is really dodgeable, though. And that's what happens when the boss has no iframes. But that fight is okay. It's probably one of the better Wily bosses. Certainly better than the Combo Goer Maker. That fight is just boring. So, new shotgun placement. You can just kill it easily with Shadow Blade. Doesn't really pose much challenge, but... More heaps of weapon energy to the right here. I'm not gonna bother with that. Just a free E-tank. But I already have 9, so I'm not gonna bother. This is really where Mega Man 3 falls apart. As if the overly difficult and filler dock robot stages weren't enough evidence. You just have these pathetically designed stages with almost no effort put into them. It's really here where how rushed this game was comes in. This room is completely pointless. Probably one of the most filler rooms I can think of. Like, the design is... What is the point? Who's gonna bother fighting this guy? You can just go. At least the design is a bit more competent in most of these rooms, but just like unbelievable design choices at some places. This room is one of the glitchiest in the whole game. Let me show that off. Find me on nothing. Amazing. At least the moving platforms are interesting. It's a new gimmick. Pretty simple, but it hasn't been in the game thus far, so that's fine. It's a shame there are only 2 rooms of it, though. It is really quite short. Just dumping more items on you, as if there weren't enough of those already. So here's holographic Mega Man. The thing with the boss. The real one always spawns at the top, and the other 2 are clones that your shots pass right through. See, I'm only hurting one of them. So you're supposed to kind of guess which one is the real one, I suppose, but you can just kill it instantly with top spin. Let's show that off. Oh, never mind. Since it always spawns at the top, it's... Oh. There's no checkpoint right before the boss. That's pretty poor. You see, I never realized most of these things because I don't spend so much time in the boss room trying to give commentary. I just kill the boss instantly. But the fact that there's no checkpoint right before the boss room, that's pretty stupid. Seems like a lot of these stages have that exact same flaw. And whoa, what was that? Grabbed the ladder and just fell down. He takes 7 damage from Search Snake as well, but I use Top Spin just for flare. And he's gone. Pretty poor boss. Iframes would have made it better. I'm gonna cut it off here. We'll see the other stages later.